Hey everybody, it's Jen with Lady Tarot 911. I felt really compelled to come on and do a read for you guys. I'm feeling like maybe there's some out there who maybe need a check-in, need a little boost of encouragement today. So we're going to take a look at, I thought kind of maybe something fun would be to look at like the month of April, the upcoming month, the next 30 days. Let's look at like what's going to change potentially between now and then if you're in that energy, in the timeline that I'm pulling on. And the way that I'm going to do it is, and this will be important, if you don't have your charts, your birth charts, it's super simple to get. I use astro-seek.com, and you just fill in your birth date and your city that you were born in. And then if you know the time, it's super helpful for the placement of the houses. But if you don't have the time, you can just mark the little box. And I think it puts you at like noon for birth time. And it won't be as accurate for the house placements, but you will definitely have the rest of the information. And the way that I was going to do this read today is to just do a quick check-in on all the parts of, so basically all the zodiac signs, because we have between 9 to 10 out of the 12 in our charts readily, handy, readily available that we can look up. It'll show you the parts of your chart. So if I look at in the Aries part of your chart, what's going to be changing from now until like the end of April potentially. So for like a little over the next, probably about 6 weeks, what will be changing. And so like if the Aries part of your chart is, let's say your Venus in your, your Venus is in Aries, then that is the romantic relationships, love part of your chart. And it tells you right on there what part of your chart that is. So if you know your big three, they call it, which is your sun, moon, and your ascendant, then those are about like your physical self, your emotions is your moon, and then like your personality, who you are, is like your ascendant. Those ones are going to be like the first three that, let's say you had Aries in those first three. So the changes that I'm going to mention or channel through for you that might be happening might give you an idea of what would be happening in those three parts of your chart in your life. So in your emotions, in your self, and in your personality. Hopefully that makes sense. So for instance, I have Cancer in my sun sign. So that's, I'm Cancer. So that is who, like myself, who I am. Your sun sign is like the part of you that shines the brightest. That is like the part that people notice about you the most. And so when I pull for what's going to be happening in the Cancer placement of your chart, and let's say that there was going to be death and transformation, that means that my whole self is going to be going through some type of maybe ascension or spiritual awakening or, a big change in that part of my chart, which is my sun sign in the Cancer part of my chart. And you can have multiple areas of, that zodiac sign. So it would be changing in that way for those parts of your chart. Hopefully that made sense. Well, I'm sure it'll make sense. This is the first time that I've done this. So this is going to be trial and error for both of us. Okay, so let's get going. And I'm just going to run through real quick and just do a check. Oh, interesting. Right. Oh, there's two cards. Okay, so let's look at these. What are these? The Star. You are the Star. Forward movement into healing is what the Star is about. And it's also a 17, which is an 8 card. So healing after something that was a loss is going to be changing from March to April. Something in the realm of that. So loss of job, loss of a relationship, loss of maybe confidence in yourself, loss of something that you had. There's going to be healing of that, or at least on the trajectory of healing, on that road to healing that part of yourself that maybe. Now, I have to preface this by saying that this is in the neutral position. It's not upright and it's not reversed. So we'll find out more about if this is just because this is like the beginning of this healing path and that's why it's in the neutral. It hasn't like really taken a hold yet. Or maybe there's some changes that you have to make to get this part of you or this healing going. I do believe that potentially for this change, 5 is of change, this change to take place for healing that part of you that maybe has been hurting, has felt a deep, I guess, loss or grieving area of your life, that potentially something has to be done with your voice. The blue is throat chakra. So maybe speaking feelings, speaking up for yourself, speaking truths. And that could be what this is saying, that's going to be needed to get healing in this forward movement, positioning in the upright. Okay, so we're going to move those just right up top there. And let's take a look at, okay, so in the Aries part of your chart, we're just going to start from the top and go down. Aries part of your chart, universe, show me what you want me to channel for my collective the help that they need or the information that they need. What changes might be happening if they're on this timeline, if this resonates with them, they connect with this read. From March through the end of April is the timeline. So over the next like 6 weeks, what possibly will be, oh my gosh, why? Okay, explosion of cards. Okay, well, I didn't need them all at the same time. We're just going to add them to this. Maybe this isn't going to go like I thought, but we're going to still try. So a new perspective, I'm just going to do it like a storyboard, a new perspective of some type of connection of obsession, attachment, low vibrational energy causing some type of defensiveness and a guard up, somebody's guard up. In regards to healing, look at double star. In regards to healing, some type of situation due to taking a leap of faith or leaving or abandoning or on a new trajectory or on a new beginning, in a new beginning, giving justice to the situation, meaning making it fair and balanced. So again, new perspective on potentially an obsession or a desire, a want, a need, something, an attachment that there's been against, maybe with a guard up, healing. Guard up in regards to healing, maybe somebody who took off, something that left, something, if you walked away from a situation because of things being unfair, there's a new perspective that's going to be happening in between March and April. So that's kind of like a storyboard of what all came flying out, which it's not what I wanted, but there you go. Okay, so can I have one card, please, of channeled communication for my collective in the Aries part of their chart? Okay, in each section of their chart, in each, and I'm just going to use all the zodiacs. In the parts of their charts that has Aries, what is the change that will be happening or the difference in this next 6 weeks? So in the Aries part of your chart, and I will clarify each of these as I come back around, but I wanted to give you kind of an idea. So in the Aries part of your chart, there's going to be a sense of, I hear sitting back on your laurels, but in a way of resting and just kind of evaluating, reflecting. The Aries part of your chart will be reflecting and being in the reflective mode of maybe what's been happening over the last couple months, maybe from the beginning of 2026 until now. And there's going to be an enlightenment about maybe more of a self-love, a self-love in that arena. Your crown chakra, bringing in knowledge and information and using your intuition in that part of your chart. In the Taurus part of your chart, okay, there's going to be a feeling, or there has been this feeling of maybe feeling left out, maybe struggling, not feeling like you fit somewhere. Again, if it's a Taurus, if you have Taurus, let's say in your moon, or your moon is in Taurus, I should say, then that means that is your emotions in your chart. So the Taurus part of your chart, the emotion part of your chart, emotions and how you relate to emotions, there might be feelings of, feeling left out for some reason in a group setting. Maybe you're just, more isolated. Again, I'm going to clarify this and find out kind of what's happening, what to be aware of. In the Pisces parts of your chart, there's going to be a harmony, a sense of moderation and balance that's brought to the Pisces part of your chart, wherever that may lay for you. Temperance is, it's changed, but maybe it's been hectic. Maybe this is a 14 card. So if you can see, this is like stability. This is 5 is about change. So maybe in the Taurus part of your chart, there's been a sense of feeling left out. And this is a change from maybe how you've always been involved in things, but there's a reason for it. In the Pisces part of your chart, temperance is about change as well. 4 and 1 is 5. It's a 5 card, change and transformation, but there's going to be a tempering of that, a leveling out, almost like a fairness. There's two, it's level. It's like even balanced, a moderation, a sense of neutrality. In the, I'm sorry, I said Pisces part of your chart. I meant Gemini. Sorry about that. Well, okay, so then this would be for Gemini or Pisces. Just use it for both because everything happens for a reason. That's Gemini. So Aries, Taurus, Gemini. In the Cancer part of your chart, some type of a sense of maybe stagnation because of not being able to move forward. Red that's about fire. So Aries, you could be dealing, you're dealing with like crown chakra in the Aries part of your chart. Taurus, this could be more struggling in the heart chakra portion of your life. So how maybe you're feeling about where the Taurus lies in your chart, how you're feeling about something, feeling left out of something, maybe feeling left out of getting a job somewhere, or being accepted somewhere. Maybe it's not just in a friend group or relationship group, but that this is in regards to the heart chakra, because this is the green. Temperance is overall, neutrality. I want to say liberation, but so Pisces, Gemini parts of your chart, this is a balancing out, finding neutrality, like a harmony, finally finding peace and maybe justice, or just a neutral stance on something. In the Cancer part of your chart, this could be about taking action. Red is about, red is about root chakra, maybe stability, where you stand, but there's some heavy burdens about, some conflict potentially, or just a sense of maybe, stagnation because of where you're rooted and not being able to take action. Red stands for both our root chakra and also action. You could also be dealing with a Aries, Leo, Sag. In regards to the Cancer part of your chart, here you could be dealing with a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn in more of the stability, Pentacles parts of your chart. The crown chakra is more of an air, so this could be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You could be dealing with that those energies. They don't have to be signs of people, but they could be. And then in the Leo, actually, and we're going to do this because I know it in lines of 3. Like, it's easier for me to remember, even though I messed this one up. But there's a reason for this. So Gemini, you could be dealing with Pisces, or Pisces, you could be dealing with the Gemini. In the Leo part of your chart, and because I run out of room on this table, I'm going to move these guys up. Since these weren't a part of the plan, maybe something that wasn't a part of the plan is going to, like the trajectory or the way that something works out, maybe is not going to be part of the plan, but it's still going to be important in the month of April for you. Maybe it ends up being in a manner, in a way that you just were not planning on, that you didn't foresee happening. Okay, so then Leo, in the Leo part of your chart, Empress and nurturing, something maybe coming full circle, something wrapping up. This could be the Leo part of your chart. There could be marriage involved, or something in regards of engaging or committing to something. Now 3, there could be too many people involved in this part of your chart in your life, or it could also be you finding, you really finding that self-love, finding the diamond within yourself, and finding that you could find out about potentially a third party, or an engagement or marriage of a third party. 3 people, too many people, though. Maybe it's a wrapping up of that, where there isn't going to be 3 people any longer. And the reason I say that is because it's like the world, it's around a cycle closes when it closes the loop. And maybe there is great knowledge and abundance that comes from the close up of this maybe potentially third party situation, but this would be in the Leo part of your chart. So if it was a third party situation, and let's say the, in the communication part of your chart, right? So maybe too many people were involved and things were being miscommunicated, but now there's going to be clearer communication. And with Mercury going direct, so it would be Mercury, you'd have Leo. If you had Leo in the Mercury part of your chart, then this is saying that there could be clearer communication because it's a wrap up of too many people in the mix, or there could just be self-talk, self-love, if Leo is in the Mercury part of your chart. Okay, so then if in the Virgo part of your chart, there is just an unknown, and it could be a known, or maybe the High Priestess doesn't talk. Maybe there's something that could be still not spoken of, or the opposite of that. It could be, I think it's pretty much what I said, because you can't see anything in the crystal ball. So something is not revealed at this time, but somebody maybe knows about it, like in their intuition. Again, this is the Virgo, wherever you have Virgo in your chart. So there's something that maybe somebody hasn't revealed to you when it comes to that part of so if you had Virgo in your moon sign, then which is the second one on the list when you look at your Astro-Seek. And I'm not by any means affiliated with them. It's just the one that I use, and it seems to be relatively user-friendly, and that's why I suggest it. But if you had Virgo in the Mercury part, or in the moon part of your chart, this would be talking about that there's something that's not seen. Maybe somebody's not telling their emotions. Maybe you're not sharing your emotions, and there's just almost like a guessing game, or there's just something that's hidden. However, maybe the way that somebody feels about you, or like there's a revelation to you of how you feel about somebody. And that's, again, if Virgo was, let's say, in your moon sign. But in the Virgo placement of your chart, something might be revealed between March and April. And it could be in regards to a relationship because of the 2. or something not seen in another relationship. Wherever you have Libra in your chart, this is about a choice, and there's going to be a choice that potentially is made in a relationship. Maybe going from 3 to 2, maybe again, reducing a potential third party distraction, whether that be work or somebody else, or, you know, in your own mind. Now, you could be in the Libra part of your chart, you could be dealing with a Gemini. The Lovers card is Gemini, and Temperance is Sagittarius, and the Lovers is Gemini. So you could be dealing with, I'm hearing a choice between two. A choice has been made. A choice is on offer, maybe a love offer. Maybe in the Libra part of your chart, there's going to be some type of offer that's given that is, you know, emotional or has emotion behind it. Okay, and then in the Scorpio part of your chart, if you have Scorpio in any parts of your chart, this is about complete happiness, or a wanting, a needing to feel or speak something to create that sense of completely fulfilled and satisfied. In the Sagittarius part of your chart, hopefully you guys can see this. Oh, no, you can't. So we're going to go like this. We'll put Empress here, High Priestess. So again, if you need a reminder, in the Aries part of your chart, in the Taurus part of your chart, in the Gemini or Pisces part of your chart, in the Cancer part of your chart, in the Leo part of your chart, in the Virgo part of your chart, in the Libra part of your chart, in the Scorpio part of your chart. And then this is in this, if you have Sagittarius, in any part of the Sagittarius part of your chart, the Sun, happiness, bringing clarity and happiness is wanted, I'm hearing, but maybe it's not completely seen yet. And it's because these glasses are dark, but there's an ending of that, maybe blindfold, maybe something in the Sagittarian part of your chart. There's going to be an awakening or an understanding of that there is happiness there, that there can be happiness there. The dark sunglasses, the darkness is maybe lifting because this is a 10. Okay, in the Capricorn part of your chart, speaking a truth, leaving something behind because of it going, I'm hearing round and round. In the Capricorn part of your chart, something has gone around and around with no solution, no resolution. It's been kind of a constant. If there is change that had been needed, but it was avoided, I'm hearing, and it just swirled. It just, nothing would, like, maybe in and out, maybe nothing would become concrete. There was nothing that was like solidified. But this is, you're leaving that behind in between, or something will be left behind, some way of being, somebody in and out, or even you could be leaving some type of situation, family, professional, you know, some type of job situation that was just, it felt like it was, you know, very mundane, in and out, or the same thing over and over again, dealing with the same issues. You're going to be looking at the potential, if not doing it, but leaving, like walking away from something. If, you know, if it's Capricorn in your relationship part of your chart, then this is about you walking away from relationships. Okay. So I'm hearing antsy, and I needed to shuffle. I just started shuffling automatically. So my subconscious told me that that's what I needed to do. But in the Aquarian part of your chart, there could be something that's antsy. Somebody is antsy over the next 6 weeks, or there's some type of irritation, irritant, some type of just edginess. So, oh, look at that. Anxiously stressed out way. Go figure. Okay, so yeah, just what I said, and the cards backed it up. So in your head, potentially, again, I'm going to pull a clarifier on each of these to find out maybe why or what it's about. But something in the Aquarian part of your chart is like, I'm getting a sense of like a piece of sand in an oyster, like in an oyster shell. Something beautiful is going to come out of it, though, because, you know, the creation of a pearl from the oyster, something very beautiful, needed, destined is going to come out of whatever the situation is. And in the Pisces part of your chart, the Empress, a real solid understanding of maybe, oh, you know what? Nope. I have 2 Empress cards in this deck. One is white and one is black. And the darker color to me is, I am thinking that there's going to be a discovery or an identifying, come to Jesus moment, because I'm feeling like this is like a fake Empress. And the reason I say that is the 3 and then it being dark. I think that maybe somebody is hiding behind maybe this Empress way of being. So how this would relate is maybe the discovery of somebody hiding stuff or being sneaky in regards to the Piscean part of your chart. So if you had Pisces in, let's say, in Mars area of your chart, that would be somebody being sneaky in regards to you maybe making moves, not making moves, changing, moving, I'm hearing, any type of movement with that Mars energy, and you having the potential of having Pisces in that part of your chart, in the Mars part of your chart, means that there's something or somebody that maybe there's a deception and illusion that is maybe going to be found out during the next 6 weeks. Okay, so then let's clarify quickly. This is just to give you kind of an overall idea. I know it's a little more complicated to think about, but it really isn't when, you just go through the signs, and I've explained kind of what my channeling is telling me to relay to you. But some of you I know already know a lot of your placements, but it's really not hard to find. And then maybe it'll pinpoint for you in particular, like what might be, taking place over the next 6 weeks, or at least what you can maybe be prepared for. So can you clarify these with one card, please? So for Aries, the Four of Swords. So we're going back up here. I just thought this would be kind of different. I haven't seen this done before like this. So maybe you guys have. I haven't ever seen it. Maybe because it's a little more complicated, it makes us use our brains, but oh well. At least I tried. So the Four of Swords, more of that stepping back, reflective in the Aries part of your chart. The Four of Swords, clarify this for me. So yeah, situations that are often difficult to understand or solve, complex, and where finding a way out is challenging. There's going to be a real, using your intuition about and following your intuition to get out of a situation. So look at the parts of your chart that have Aries, and there's going to be some reflection time in the next 6 weeks, or just a real contemplative energy that is in play for you to figure out maybe some complex situations in that part of your chart that you might be dealing with. Okay, and then Taurus, struggle avenue. This something to do with Pentacles. Balancing. Okay, so maintaining stability. Look at that, stability. What did I say? Stability. A situation where opposing forces are balanced. The efforts to achieve balance. So in the Taurian or Taurus part of your chart, there's going to be over the next 6 weeks a real, I want to say poignant, but real awareness of where maintaining balance is imperative, is, or how to achieve that balance energy. Okay. In the Gemini portion of your chart, or Piscean, because I called that Pisces, in the Gemini, which I don't know why, but there's a reason for it. Again, you could be dealing with Piscean energy or a Pisces per se, but Temperance part of your chart, or the Gemini part of your chart, or a Piscean part of your chart, Pisces part of your chart, in regards to harmony, or, just a balanced feeling, maybe your emotions becoming more imbalanced. So waste, garbage, or something considered worthless or of poor quality. So maybe, tempering the way that you have felt about somebody or something in regards to this part of your chart. There has been a real negative feeling about it. However, in this next 6 weeks, there's going to be a moderation, a harmonizing of that or those feelings for you. In the Cancer part of your chart, the 10 of Wands, heavy burden, in regards to taking some action, moving forward, the revelation of unknown, having knowledge, having experience, maybe over the next 6 weeks that in the Cancer part of your chart, there could be a feeling of just being new at something, and that's like why, or afraid of the unknown, potentially relearning, and that's why the burdens in regards to taking action or movement, maybe a revelation or a reflective moment in the energy that helps you try and look at whether to move forward with something, or maybe what would be the wisest decision. So in the Leo part of your chart, the Empress, the Empress. So diamonds, this is wealth, prosperity, luxury, a state of having money, resources or possessions, emotional or material abundance. And that is exactly what the Empress is about. So I'm not surprised that that would be the case. So it's something in regards to finances, and maybe there's been a situation with finances that's finally wrapping up, in the Leo part of your chart. Or in the Leo part of your chart, this could be about where you're finding abundance and achievement. The world is about achievement. Diamonds are about creating diamonds within ourselves, becoming strong. This is Leo energy. So holding strong, maybe to investment, abundance, or wealth, depending on where it is in your chart. The High Priestess, so this is the Virgo part of your chart. Clarify that. Again, things that are revealed or to be revealed. So religious belief, spirituality, surrender prayers, the battle between good and evil. So the two, good and evil, the revelation could be the traditional ways that maybe you go about certain processes or habits in this part of your chart, in the Virgo part of your chart. There's going to be, somewhat of a burden on, and a real evaluation again of what you believe, and kind of balancing out maybe what you've grown up with and now what's being presented to you in the Virgo part of your chart. And things right now are really just unknown. Okay, in the Libran part of your chart, in Libra part of your chart, so a choice, a decision. 6 is about victory, forward movement, freedom, being balanced, peaceful, and in harmony, captive, making a choice to come out of, in the Libran part of your chart, wherever that is, becoming free of potentially feeling stuck, stagnant, trapped in regards to a choice. Okay. In the Scorpio part of your chart, happy, fulfilled. So 10 of Cups, emotions, stability, again, security and grounding, a symbol of being firmly rooted, feeling safe, or finding emotional and physical steadiness amidst change and chaos. So trying to find, standing up for what you believe in, truths, protecting yourself, saying things like it is, sharing emotions. Happy, fulfilled place is, completely emotionally fulfilled, is, if wherever you're finding Scorpio in your chart, it's going to be about vocalizing and creating a stability in that part of your chart. Okay. And there could be a lot of chaos, but finding that groundedness, that core, that center. So then in the Sagittarius part of your chart, maybe not seeing clearly. Oh, look at that. See? So an ending of not seeing clearly in the Sagittarian part of your chart of somebody who was being a fox, being clever, cunning, manipulative. In this next 6 weeks, there's an ending of not being able to see this, and you will be able to see it moving forward. In the Capricorn part of your chart, walking away from something, leaving something behind. The process of making something stronger, healthier, and more dynamic after a period of decline. So after leaving somewhere, going around and around, didn't I talk about like in and out, back and forth? So there's a renewal, but this time with this 8 energy, 8 is about self, and blue is about throat chakra, speaking truths or standing up for yourself in regards to this part of your chart, wherever Capricorn lies, by walking away from things that are not, for your best and highest good. But there's going to be a renewal of something within you, whether it's just the feeling of becoming stronger from it, or just, maybe renewing with other people, maybe that aren't in the category of toxic in your, in your life. In the Aquarian part of your chart, so anxious and stressed out in your head because of a broken heart. This is coming to an end, though. Maybe there's been a lot of grief, sadness, guilt, shame, regret, and this has just been part of the grieving process. Can you give me one more on the Aquarian? To reach a goal, one must move forward, but sometimes stepping back is also part of the journey. So having to step back maybe from something or somebody in the Aquarian part of your chart, step back from somebody or something that has maybe caused you great grief and sorrow and this feeling of anxiousness, or having to do so, you feel over this next 6 weeks that might, that it might cause, you just know that stepping back might cause this broken heart or this sadness, or just being, and just being anxious about that. And stepping back from something, maybe things didn't go as planned. Maybe, and it's right in line with the 5 of Cups. So to me, that is, change and things. We talked about that already. Things not going the way that, that you thought it was going to go. And that has you up in your head potentially. Okay. And then finally in the Piscean part, this dark Empress. Oh, was this the light? Oh no, that's the ring. The dark Empress, or the darker color. Okay. Sorry. I was getting a download. Okay. So this is dark. Hopefully you guys can see that, but you can see the specks of white, like the lines of white. So potentially somebody who is a pre-Empress energy, who is starting to see the light, who is starting to see the truth about potentially too many people in the mix, third party. Clarify that. So relieving stress or tension and relaxing by distancing from intense thoughts. So this could be, kind of connecting, toxic. So remember I said that Pisces and Gemini would connect, and they connect as this is talking about like low vibration, worthless waste, imbalanced. But in the Piscean part of your chart, over the next 6 weeks, it appears that there might be some relief of this stress and this heaviness. And you can tell by the white that's coming in too. And the white is representing light. The dark is representing like low vibration or heaviness, or taking on too much in a work situation, or even with family being too much. There's going to be a period of relaxing. Now, remember when I talked to you about how the end of a read, when it wraps around and connects to the beginning of a read, it means per Steve, that it's a good read. And we talked about relaxing from, taking too much, there being, just taking time out to reflect and relax. And so at the beginning of our read, this was talking about restful, and we talked about relaxing. So this does wrap around to the beginning here, which means that the whole thing is a good read and it's accurate and the universe supports it. So hopefully that was different and fun, and don't get too up in your head about it if you can't seem to, if you're having trouble finding. It's astro-seek.com, or you can, I think there's like Cafe Astrology. There's a bunch of different ones, and you just want to pull a regular natal chart, and it'll say Cancer in your sun sign is Cancer, and so then you'll know that in the Cancer part. So again, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, and then add in Pisces, Cancer, Leo, Virgo. Okay, this is Libra, this is Scorpio, and this. Okay, so happy, fulfilled, and this one was struggle. Okay, and this one was heavy burdens, and then so then moving that up. And here, let's put this up like that. There you go. And then this one, I'll put like this so that you can see it. And here we go. Okay, and then the Scorpio part of your chart was the Ten of Cups, right? So that's about stability. Then in the Sagittarian part of your chart, the Sun and Fox. In the Capricorn part of your chart, this is the Eight of Cups, walking away, renewal. In the Aquarian part of your chart, this is about being up in your head or having to take a step back, or that's what you've had to do. And it's talking about how there's going to be reflection of this over the next 6 weeks, and, kind of going within. And then last but not least, the Piscean, if you have wherever you have Pisces in your chart, the relaxing and being introspective. And all in all, this could be about a new perspective in regards to something that was attached or that you were attached to, that you either had your guard up about or somebody had their guard up about. But there's healing trying to happen through taking new steps forward into new beginnings for fairness and liberation, freedom, justice being served for you in these parts of your chart as well. And also a sense of either liberation or a balancing out in these parts of your chart in these specific ways. So hopefully that wasn't too much. That might have been super complicated, but yeah, that's where I felt like maybe I could help you, give you an outlook on the next 6 weeks, heading on into April. So anyways, you guys have a great Saturday night, and we will see you on the next read. Bye.